Hi, I'm Emma from Homespun and Homegrown. This is our first YouTube video. I thought I'd take you for a garden walkthrough, show you what we've been up to, what we've got to do, what projects we've got going on. So everything's a bit of a mess at the moment. It's been a pretty long, wet winter, so we've got a lot of tidying up to do ready for spring planting. But I'll turn the camera around and I'll take you for a walk. Start first in our flower garden. So this is planted out with some culinary and medicinal herbs as well. And it's got lots of calendula and borage. We've got some Australian natives. We're just waiting for them to come through. This hole I've got ready for a composting tower to go in. And in the bathtub is planted out with Jerusalem artichokes. We planted them for the first time last year and really enjoyed them. So we should have a nice big bathtub full of them as well. We've got some reishi mushroom logs. These were set up. We inoculated the plugs ourselves and have set them up. So first time doing them, we'll see how they turn out. Then in the pots in the back, I've got lemon balm, mint, comfrey and peppermint. So we've put them in pots to try and stop them from invading the rest of the garden. The garden is a bit of a mess. We need to put a lot of work in. It's been a really long, wet winter. We did have a greenhouse here, which we've taken down. So this is the bits and bobs that were in there that need cleaning out and taking out of the garden. From our flower garden, we've got an archway, which last year we grew beans on. I'm not sure what we're going to grow on it this year. We've got to work that out. And then we've got some carrots and dill growing underneath amongst all the weeds. Oh, sorry, I've got a cup of tea with me while I'm having a walk through. In our garden beds, we've got Permaculture systems. So when we first moved in, we didn't have a lot of money to be pumping into the garden. So we created these Permaculture mounds with the scraps that we had in our existing garden. This one is currently full of stinging nettle. So that is going to be one of our first jobs, is harvesting and drying that. And we use it a lot in soups and teas during winter, just to try and boost our vitamins and minerals and all those good things. So as you can see, it is packed full of it. We've also got some broccoli going to seed. We've got a little bee visitor. And some spinach and some leeks, which are due to come out. Along the edge of the garden, we have got some grapevines put in. So they were my husband's Father's Day present, I think it was last year. And at the back of this hugel, we've got some more broccoli and some rhubarb. Our next Permaculture has got a big mix jar. We've got a whole heap of lettuce that is self-sown that went to seed end of last season. So we need to pick them or transplant them. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. We've got some broad beans. And you'll see we've got milk bottles everywhere. So we actually use these. This one can come off now. We actually use these as little greenhouses to get our seedlings going. So you can see that one was full of lettuce. You'll also see that we've got dandelions everywhere. And that one's got some more lettuce in it as well. We've got some more leeks and spring onions, some more spinach, some more dill, some more broccoli. So they're very eclectic at the moment. I've got to sit down and work out a garden plan for our spring planting, where I'll be putting guilds and a lot of companion planting and lots of polycultures rather than monocultures. Oh, that little tiny cauliflower is actually developing ahead. Then we've got, this is our first year growing this as well. It's Cuvée Chonchuta, I think is how you say it. I'm not 100%. But it's a cabbage that you use the leaves rather than the head. We've been quite enjoying that. Some more cabbages. Another Permaculture, so it's got a heap of leeks and some kale and some snow peas. It's quite bare compared to the others. So we've got lots of planting space in the back as well. We've also got to fix up our irrigation system. As you can see, it's sort of come down. Some more broad beans, some more cabbage. These up the back are mangel wurzels. So we've left these ones in because we want to try and collect the seed, but I think they're going to take a couple of years from my research till we can collect the seed heads on them. We've got some more mushroom logs, so these ones are shiitakes. And then our potato ring towers, which were a bit unsuccessful, more from lack of management on our part. And then some more stinging nettle, some pak choi, Chinese cabbage that has gone to seed, so we're going to collect the seed off it. So lots of cleaning up to do. And then if we come back this way, we've got a beautiful elder tree here, which we use to collect our own elderberries, and you can hear the buzzing in our wattle tree. So that goes over the top of our chicken yard, and the girls are waiting to have something to eat. So I'll take you around there and show you what we've done in that area that I was showing you just before. We've got another one on the other side as well, and then a little walk through to get to the chicken yard. So this fence is temporary and can be taken down if we want to put the chickens in through either side of the gardens. So in our chicken yard, we've got our composting system up the back. We've got an outdoor watering system for them, and then we repurposed an old bird aviary for their coop. So the door needs fixing. We've also got a black soldier fly composting system at the back as well, so they get free for all snacks once the weather warms up. So it needs a bit of work. Like I said, it's been really wet, especially over the last 2 weeks. We actually had our backyard flooded, our garlic bed was flooded. So we're just trying to get everything to dry out a little bit before we come out and do some work. This is our garlic garden. So this was completely underwater last week when we had a whole heap of rain. We've interplanted with some leeks and some mustard greens. This is where we did our tomatoes last year, so you can see the trellises that we had up to support the tomatoes. So plenty of garlic, and then you can see again that we've also used the milk bottles as little greenhouses at the bottom. So this is probably one of our tidiest garden beds at the moment, but we've still got a lot of more planting to do in here. This year I am experimenting with some sweet peas up over the woodshed, and then we're going to plant some pumpkins over the top of that. So we usually plant pumpkins over the top of the woodshed just to make the most of our space. So I'm interested to see how they're going to go sharing that space with the sweet peas, and if the sweet peas will help with our pollination rates. This is our front garden space. So again, it needs a really good weed. You can see the big grassed patches that need to be cleared up. We've got broad beans and beetroot and calendula, some more broccoli that's gone to seed. We've got some fig trees, and we also grow up over an archway as well. In this garden bed we've got some globe artichoke and some more rhubarb, and some garlic as well, which actually we must have missed picking last year because it's self-seeded. So it'll be interesting to see how they go. And then all the way along this fence line we've got raspberry plants. So again, needs a good weed. We got a really, really good harvest from this last year, so I'm hoping to get another really good one as well. So a lot of work, a lot of tidying up to do, but we've also got some plants that are doing really well, which is exciting. Hopefully we can get on top of everything and we'll have a beautiful harvest again this year. These were a recent purchase that I made off Buy Swap and Sell. So we did a trip out to Canberra and were able to get a whole heap of these seedling trays. So we'll be able to get our seedlings started for spring. We're a little bit behind the 8 ball on that one, but hopefully we can catch up pretty quick. Okay, so I've been out for about half an hour. I've picked 3 big baskets full of nettles. I'll spin the camera around and show you what it looks like where I have harvested them. So as you could see in the video, rubber gloves on, long sleeve shirt, long sleeve pants, just to try and prevent getting stung by any of them. I've still got a bit to pick, so I want to go and get the dehydrator loaded up now and get some hanging, so I've got the baskets free to come and get some more. So you can see there's still some little ones in amongst the plants. I found some more leeks that were absolutely smothered in stinging nettle. All of this section's clear, so I've still got all of the back to do, and then we'll give the bed a tidy up and I'll see if I've got any mulch left to go over top, and then it'll be ready for planting in. These are our shiitake cakes, so they're due for a harvest today. We've had a humidifier in here on low to keep them nice and moist. And these are the ones that we inoculated ourselves. Shiitakes are all harvested, so this is what we've ended up with. Just loaded up my dehydrator inside with a load full of nettle, and now I've put the leftovers out on our air horse. So I'll leave this out until the dehydrator's done, because it's not the best drying conditions here at the moment. It's really quite wet. So once each load's done in the dehydrator, I'll just finish these ones off, and we should have a whole heap of nettle. I've still got more in the garden to harvest as well, so we should be set for nettle for a while. Guys, that's me for the day. We're going to go in and have some dinner and get the kids washed, and I'll keep you posted with the rest of the gardening and some preserving, and so keep an eye out. Thanks guys.